Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we back again. It's another episode of But What Do I Know? And it's my Talk to Me Night series where, I tap somebody on the shoulder, have them come sit down with me, get to pick their brain a little bit. And in particular, I like to, fuck with people that I already been, kind of having a little bit of admiration for. And I already been keeping my eye on. And today we got no other than my brother Zach Fresh, man.
What's happening, my boy?
Good to have you in here, bro. Like I said, man, I'm always trying to, I feel like when it comes to artists and creatives in the city, your name is definitely always one that's gonna come up off the top. So
that's love.
You feel me? So it's definitely been a lot of work put in over the years. Like I said, bro, just a staple as far as you feel me, any creative that's going on in the city. So with that being said, what was kind of your beginning, your process to first get into it? What made you decide yeah, this music shit is definitely something I'm trying to do?
Well, I had an older cousin who was he's like my older brother for real.
Yeah.
He was doing music, and then I got older. I was probably 13, and we started doing music together.
Okay.
First record was Soulja Boy. Toured with them.
Yeah, so I was talking to I was just with my family in Ohio a little bit earlier today, man, and he told me about that, and he brought it up. I was glad he did, because I was like, oh yeah, I definitely gotta ask him about that, because I was telling him I was sitting down with you and shit like that. So how was that in the beginning? Because one thing I always peeped out about you is you seem very polished as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate that.
Not just not just the songs itself that I fuck with, but just your stage presence, doing your performances, things like that. Is just I could see why people fuck with you heavy. So did that kind of something that kind of you had in mind at an early start? I want to make sure I got that kind of tucked away.
I definitely think that was I'll definitely get that time period credit for molding me to what I am now. You know what I'm saying? The kind of tours, the actually being on stage and experiencing certain shit. I definitely think it made me. I don't know. I'm gonna put it more, just more aware how to maneuver just as an artist, more so how to carry yourself and the ins and outs of it and shit like that. But
what would you say is some of the biggest lessons you've learned so far though, as far as just through music and trying to navigate that? And
I think I want to say spend the money and spend the money right, because you can spend the money you know what I'm saying, you can have the money and spend it crazy and you're not really putting it in things that's gonna get a return out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean we had there was a lot of money put behind me, and it was just some of it might have just been spent on the wrong things. Looking back, definitely the right things it was spent on as well. I'm not gonna take credit away from that either, but it's ways to be efficient with the money and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's easy to get frivolous for real.
For sure. Trying to live up to a certain image, and you just start spending it on stuff that you don't even really need to spend it on and stuff like that.
But I'll say too, apart from the time you first started to especially now in today's age where kind of feel like everybody got their own sort of platform when you look at social media and how that stuff. So has that kind of affected the way you just approach the music shit in general? Because at first it was you needed that cosign, or to a degree that still helps, but I wouldn't say it holds as much weight as it did. So do that change kind of way though?
You're saying cosign as far as working with people?
Yeah.
So it's funny because even then I didn't feel like it was necessary.
Okay.
It was the team that was behind me at the time that felt oh, we do X, we link with this. Then boom, this gonna happen, and not really thinking okay, if it don't work out like that, well, how we gonna, what's the backup plan?
Yeah, so just working with certain people, getting that exposure, and then it's all gonna just kind of.
But I never thought was a cosign was necessary, even even now, I still don't think that. You know what I mean? To each his own. You don't gotta. If you fuck with what I do, then bet we good. You feel me? Then it ain't gotta be no. Of course you're gonna, do business and politics and shit like that, but it ain't, it's genuine. It's a genuine connection. This wasn't oh, I'm gonna do this real quick just because I'm obligated to at the moment, whether there's money involved or it's a contract that but more so it's a genuine connection. But you know, I don't think cosigns is necessary.
I don't either, bro. On some real shit, because I just feel like I feel like exposure is key.
For sure.
You know, and then from there, the people gonna decide what they fuck with.
Yeah, and at the end of that, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah,
so everybody gonna like what you do, bro. And like, you can't. There's no way around that. There's too many people on this planet.
Absolutely.
For every single person to like what you do or like you. So you know what I'm saying? You just move how you move and focus on the people that do like what you know they do.
Because I feel like that shit is a trap anyway. Because even if they fuck with what you do super heavy today, that shit not guaranteed to, you know, hold weight in the future. So you could be the hottest thing, and then people change their mind about you overnight, and then it's like, then what? So yeah, just that self assurance and, you know, self confidence and doing your own thing. That's definitely key. So like out of like all the artists so far that you work with, you got any favorites in particular? Like, you know, that when it comes to like collaborating in the city, because that's one thing I love to see is when dope ass artists in the city, you know, all fuck with each other. I won't say everybody fuck with each other, but you know, when I see people collab and it's just like, I fuck with him, oh, he doing a song with him and I fuck with him too, cool. Like,
there's a handful of people I fuck with, man, that I've done features with, man. I wouldn't have done features with him if I didn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a handful, man. I mean, of course, you know, NASA Go, of course, Kent, you know what I mean? Bands, you know, like the list could go on and on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
even producers like Sean.
Even producers, Sean, Dreamcatchers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Like you know what I'm saying? There's so many different. It's just so many. I don't want to say it's different, but it's just like it's. You know, there's just so many people that's hard and that's in their own bag. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like,
so as a rapper and a singer, is there any like particular way you choose to like approach a song? Like, oh, when I'm working with him, I'm going to try to like more so rap, or is it just kind of like what you feel from the beat, or?
Yeah, it's just what it feels in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm an in the moment type person.
Yeah.
That's like my personality trait too. So it's just like, you know, I go with whatever feel good, and if it feel good in the moment, then you know, that's what I'm gonna run with. You know, with no matter what the lyrics is, or no matter the cadence, no matter if it's singing, no matter if it's rapping, if it feel good in the moment and I fuck with it, then you know, that's what it is.
So it seemed like you the way you approach it is just kind of like putting your best foot forward and just kind of like living with the results of like how it all come.
Yeah, I forget, man. It was just one documentary I watched years ago. I forget the dude's name. He was a musician though, but he said when you making music, it's like, you know, it's like your child. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going just because you know you created whatever you just made for real. You know what I mean? You wanna put it. You don't wanna put it out because you might not like it.
Yeah.
But that go back to what we were saying earlier about like everybody ain't gonna like it. You might not even like it.
True.
You feel me? Like the record I did with Sai, that wasn't really one of my favorite songs.
You said it wasn't?
No. But I mean, it's a great song. Like, it's a great record. But you know what I mean? But it wasn't one of my like favorites out of the bunch that I did at that time.
So how do you feel about that? Like when people request like a song that you not necessarily like, oh, I ain't really in love with it, but I mean, people fucking with it crazy.
Yeah, we entertainers. We hit it entertainers.
Gotta get the people what they want, man.
Yeah,
so that's definitely how it be. So that's definitely how it be sometimes. So with that being said though, like, is there any time where you just kind of like catch yourself like in a creative rut where you feel like I'm not putting out music that like I'm fucking with personally, or do you just kind of like create, put it out there, and just kind of keep the ball rolling and just?
I would say a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Cause like I said, I like as of recent, I haven't really cooked up too much in the last month or two. You know what I mean? It's more so. I dropped the record on that night shift.
Yeah.
So it was just more about just trying to find inspiration in other ways, because I feel like, you know, writer's block is a real thing for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with taking a break and going to find that inspiration in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just don't overwork yourself.
Absolutely, and that's why I always try to ask, all my creatives that I kind of sit down with, because I'm somebody who think mental health, especially like in a black community, sometimes it don't get taken as serious as I feel like it should. So outside of the music and working on your creativity or whatever you trying to put out there, what's some of the things you kind of do when you want to like step away from it all and just kind of recalibrate, get that inspiration before you like kind of get back into it?
For me, it's just adjust my focus onto something that's of course, obviously, kick it, go, vacation or whatever the case may be. But more so for me is adjust my focus on maybe one of my other ambitions that I have. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and take a little break from this and focus on any other ventures that I might be trying to do or work on and things like that.
So what are some of those things outside of the music that?
Right now, the biggest thing is investment properties.
Okay.
Trying to trying to keep up with that. It's a crazy thing that, people get money off that.
Bro, it's key, bro. It's key. I was just talking to somebody about that earlier today. Like, especially like housing and apartment housing too. That like it's a crazy little avenue that you can.
And there's ways to get, like, I've been, I'm reading up on it, studying and things like that, and there's just so many ways around to get to a certain goal when it comes to real estate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like that's something that like people should, I wouldn't even say people, but like say you have a young artist coming up looking to you for inspiration. Do you feel like that's something that every artist should heed into? Like,
right, I think artists, whether you the postman or you a rapper, whatever, like, you invest in a home, you got an asset. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got, it's money behind it. Like, absolutely. My family, they, a lot of them grew up doing real estate too.
Okay.
It was just like, just everybody should do that. Like, no matter what you do, honestly, investing in properties, whether you get a rental property or anything like that. Like, it's definitely read into it. Like I said, I'm studying. I'm studying. Like, I ain't even really dove all the way in yet. Besides what my family had, you know what I'm saying? But
that's dope though. That you feel me, like, because I feel like a lot sometimes is like we don't know better till we shown better type of deal. So it's like, when you see it, it's easy to just fathom it and be like, nah, this shit real. Like, I seen him do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, even if it's like hooping, music, whatever. Like, it's like when you see somebody like kind of close to you making it happen, like it's definitely tangible. Because I feel like, especially with stuff like that, which was I'm glad to hear you talk about it, is just economically being empowered, and that's to me is true freedom.
You think about it, everybody that got on, they didn't just do music, or they didn't just hoop, or they didn't just, you know what I'm saying, they became moguls. They had their hands in different bags. Master P, you know what I'm saying, got his hands in different bags. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
because like when you were saying earlier with just spending the money the right way, I was gonna say like it is definitely a necessity, because at some point, no matter what you're doing, whatever your dream is, you do gotta find a way to fund it to like take it to that next level. Right. So you gotta pay to play, as they would say. So,
for sure.
So that's good. Because bro, every artist is like that definitely got their story. I mean, some came up because they had to connect, but for the most part, it's like you gotta have that hustler in you to kind of like make that shit kind of happen.
Make it bubble. But definitely investment properties. We got the Mouth brand. We trying to still figure out ways to elevate that even more. Just trying to, step by step, man.
Yeah. So how so as far as like the Mouth brand, how do you feel when you see people you might not even know, just because I see it all the time around the city, and so like, but it's just like I know where it comes from. So somebody you don't know, or just seeing whatever, like if somebody tap into it, just like damn, they fucking with it.
I fuck with that, like, for real. Like, I can't even stand it. I fuck with it. Like, it's just, they make you feel like you're accomplishing something.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting to you're raising the bar every time if you can. You know what I mean, for yourself, not
Definitely.
necessarily for anybody else, but you setting the bar for yourself and raising it again, and you know what I mean. And yeah, we just. I think it's dope though, cause I've definitely seen people out wearing it, and I didn't.
Like all the time, bro. All the time. So even to the point where I'm like, did you try to make that yourself? Because you try to have the vintage mouth for it. But so like as far as like, you know, we've been dealing with a crazy year, COVID, and it's still kind of ongoing. But I see the city kind of like opening up, branching up any more. So what's something that's like been kind of like fucked up because of COVID? Like I know a lot of artists ain't been able to hit the stage and perform like they want to, and kind of do as many shows. And like I said, as far as performers, you're one of the best performers you feel me, hit the stage, bro, and the energy that you bring. So is that something you've been able to do as much as you want? Is that something, you know?
No, not really, but I ain't been able to do it for real. But it's I feel like it was necessary. It was a time to just, you know, hit the pause button on life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, you know, do what you can. You know, but you know, I think I think it was needed. You know, not saying that COVID was needed, but the reset, you know.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people who's benefited from COVID kind of slowing everything down. People kind of recalibrating, reapproaching things a little bit differently.
Like I can't imagine going to the club and staying till.
Bro, what? Like, because I'll say even when they had the clubs closing at like 11, like it just was weird. So now it's just like it'll be like it's like 2:30. I gotta get readjusted to that one because.
Yeah, I definitely had to, man. It's like 2:30, sheesh.
Man. So like, what's some things you're looking forward to as far as like the future? Like, what's the future plans with music? Is any projects you're working on in particular? Any like particular goals as far as like, you know, touring, collaborations, anything like that?
Nah, I'm gonna focus more so on just dropping music.
Okay.
We got the Runts video that we shot. We definitely put a lot of time and effort into that, and I think it's gonna turn out real dope. So that's coming out next. But just dropping music. I dropped the Night Shift. Projects ain't really been on my list. Maybe I drop singles and then it can be a project towards the end. But you know, I just want to get singles out there and you know, push my best records at this. Like if I was to put a project together, what's the best record out of this pool? Yeah. And let's push that, and then push that for a little while, then work on another one and do the same thing until, you know, and shooting videos. Like videos is necessary. Put more bread behind marketing, and you know, we found the right tools to actually do what's necessary to market it.
So I always like asking artists, in particular from the city, is like, what do you feel? Because this is a kind of like a stigma about like the culture in the city around like creatives. To me, I see the growth. I see it continuing to grow. Of course, things can be better, but it's like you got to start at some point. But I feel like our generation in particular is definitely kind of like the forerunners on really cultivating a real culture in the city. So how do you feel about that? Like the support system, being able to, you know, tap different people on the shoulder, kind of navigate and get to how you know, need to get and, you know, continue to build and grow. Do you feel like it's in a positive place or, you know, it's trajecting in the right direction? Yeah,
I honestly think so. Like I get a lot of people you know, we got that narrative that don't nobody support, but, you know, it's like, you know, we do. Yeah. There's a lot of support, you know what I'm saying? You know, on each other's platforms. Yeah. You know, when it comes to music, at each other's shows, at each other's, you know, parties or whatever the case may be, it's support, man. But a lot, I don't know that I don't think that there's not support. You know what I'm saying? Like people, we got that stigma, but it's not. I don't believe that. Yeah. I believe it's positive as fuck, cause it go back to what we saying. Everybody ain't gonna like what you do. Right. You got like once we get over that. Yeah. Everything is good.
I say it seems like it's whatever you choose to focus on. You feel me? Yeah. And I feel like you choosing to focus on what is there, who is fucking with you, who is coming and supporting. Like
Facts.
Yeah.
Because you got the, you know, there's people whether that you in a, and that's how I approach every show. Like I've seen shows where niggas will get on stage and be like, oh, what y'all ain't fucking with this?
Yeah, mid performance.
Like, stop the whole set. Like, bro, come on now.
Nah, yeah, like fuck them, man. Like you just do that shit for yourself. Like you in the mirror at the crib, like
bro, go cry. Like, cause the thing about it is there's people in the crowd that just might not know the record. Yeah. So they don't know how to vibe. You know, they listening right now. Yeah, they don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now you done stopped the record and said some weak shit. Like
now you got them off the team. You almost had them down there off. So was there a point in time though before like you got really comfortable with that?
Yeah, for sure. The first show, so this is when we first linked up with Soulja Boy. And the first show that I ever did was in Louisville, Kentucky. It was in this little, I don't know, stadium, but it wasn't like no nice stadium. It was like I don't know, but it was a dance competition and all this stuff going on. I opened up right before Soulja Boy. I had dancers, and I just wasn't feeling it at the time. Yeah. So then I go back up, and then Soulja go on. And then his shit rocking, like he jumping around, he going around the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have thought the whole joint was packed out. It didn't matter. But after that, I did another show. We brought him here to Columbus at Sin City. It was like the teen club back then.
Yeah, I remember Sin City.
Yeah, we brought him there, and same situation. It was, I mean, it just wasn't no energy. It wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? But then, so after that is when we started touring together. We started going to like Indianapolis, Michigan, like all these different places, Georgia. And I'm on stage with him, basically hype manning with him. And then we do the record we had together. It opened my eyes to a whole nother, you know, just a whole nother dynamic of the stage and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, the crowd only gonna vibe. If you having fun, then the crowd gonna have fun, bro. That's my philosophy every time, bro. Don't fuck them niggas that ain't bobbing their head, or fuck them niggas that's mugging. It don't matter, right? Cause you got the crowd over here that came to see you do your thing. Yeah. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to focus on that. You know? So,
does that ever affect the way you approach a song creatively? Like do you like sometimes, or just even midway through like creating something, cause do you write or do you kind of go off the top?
I do both.
Yeah, cause I think the last time was one time I was in the studio, which I think he was working on OG shit, and he was I think I seen you just kind of go off the top, so that's why I'm always interested.
I was most of the time I will go off the top, but I'll write too.
Okay, so but you don't approach a song thinking like, yeah, this shit gonna be like something to like get the crowd going crazy, like as far as like hitting the stage.
Nah, I mean, cause if it hit, it's gonna hit.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Like if it's gonna hit, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think
like Rosto, like when you created that, like did you know in your head like, yeah, this shit gonna go stupid when I perform this shit?
Nah, I didn't even think about performing. I wasn't thinking about performing. I just knew it was gonna hit in the car, like it was gonna bang. Like that's what I knew. But I mean, I don't really approach it necessarily. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna perform it, cause there's ways, you know, I mean, there's plenty of ways you can perform it. Whether you set up a stage and you can set the vibe. That's really what the stage is for, to set the vibe. Again, we're entertainers, like you know what I'm saying. Like go up there and do some, you know, set your stage up.
I feel like everybody gotta find their niche as far as like on stage, and you would just just what set them apart. Like like I was saying, like your energy on the stage is like. It's like you feel like you gotta participate, like for real. Like if you don't know the words, you wanna get to know them type of shit, cause just the energy around it. So that's the stuff I really like seeing for real. So like as far as like when you did your beginnings, was there any artists in particular like that kind of influenced you, that you kind of looked at and was like, I kind of wanna, or did you always wanted to do your own thing?
Just like any artist, like mainstream.
Yeah, just mainstream, whatever. Like just kind of like.
I mean, That's the thing. Like I've listened to so many. Like I listen to so many different bags of music. Like it can, you know, Kanye I always mess with just how his how he approached music in a weird way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or you know, the way, you know, Travis Scott might use the auto tune and play around with the different effects and and know how to just like you know, it's just crazy, make it sound futuristic. You know, Drake,
the way he play with different sounds.
Drake, same way, you know what I'm saying? He can give you the rap bags. He can give you the singing bags. He can give you the party bag or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I listen to so many different types of music. I mean, even outside of rap, like rock or you know what I'm saying? I was raised with my grandparents, so I always listen to old school stuff too, like Temptations and stuff like that. Or
Isley Brothers.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
You know, so it's you know, all of that just influenced, and that's why I have so many different lanes of music. Like when you listen to a full project, you can hear me kind of definitely. You know, jump different lanes.
So I say, that's something you pride yourself on, just being able to like approach a song creatively with like a lot of versatility. And being able to,
for sure.
Cause I definitely say that's something out here, and that's what I'm like. That's why I was asking is like a certain way you approach a song when working with particular artists, because it's a lot of different sounds you can get like coming from you. So I can definitely see that influence now that you mention it for sure.
Yeah, cause I just like I said, I do what I feel at the time. Like if it feel good and it feel right, then that's what you know, that's what I'm gonna do.
Like that's the best way to approach it for real.
Music is supposed to be a feeling thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I get the mechanics behind it and stuff like that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's supposed to make the hair on your arms raise. You're supposed to get goosebumps when you hear this. You know, you're supposed to get some type of energy, you know, when you're listening to this.
It's still happening. Making sure you constantly having fun with it too, because I feel like once it start feeling like work is when I definitely stifle like the creative process, and you just kind of make it just want to, you know, kind of knock it out like a list type of thing instead of just, you know, kind of vibing and filling it out, and definitely just letting the creative juices flow. So
let it flow, man. You gotta force it.
Definitely. So yeah, like what's something that we can like expect from you in the future as far as like collaborations? Like is we gonna get another NASA Go project in the future?
Yeah, well, we ain't got the project, but we about to drop a video and single here soon too. We just shot the video called Wave, so that's coming up. But yeah, we about to open the vault up. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good year. Like I said.
Yeah, I said it's not that time. Yeah, it's like that weather cracking through. This shit changing up. So we definitely gonna need them vibes, man.
You feel me? It's about to get nice out.
For real,
you know what I mean? It's vacation season.
Yeah, no better time than now for sure. But shit, man, I appreciate you sitting down with me, tapping in with me, and you know, definitely being able to pick your brain a little bit. Like I said, man, I want to tap people on the shoulder that I'm already keeping an eye on. And you feel me that, you know, I get inspired by people that I genuinely fuck with. So definitely appreciate you taking the time out, sitting with me. For the people that don't know, where can they tap in with you at on your socials?
You can hit me at Zach Fresh on Instagram, Twitter,